Nobody
And
likes
it
them.
made them
You
millions
can
of
talk about the
dollars.
other
That's how
person.
much y'all hate it. It made them millions of dollars.
Man,
I think
that don't have nothing to do with no men.
but there's a
That's
lot
the
of women.
women. That's the women
I've
that listen
heard
to them. That's the women that listen to them, and you know the other types. That's them, the Rainbow
I'm about to say, I
Coalition.
wonder if
That's
the
Men
it.
wasn't going
numbers
crazy over
for
That
Nicki
ain't got
Minaj
nothing.
shit
the
came out.
Ain't no man paying to hear no Nicki Minaj album. Stop.
Man, what?
it's not about
Stop.
hearing
Stop.
her.
I don't care what Mika get on here talking about. Ain't no man paying to hear Nicki Minaj.
There will be no Nicki
It ain't
slander
no
there.
slander. Ain't slander ain't the truth. Slander ain't the truth. These are the facts. No man is paying to hear Nicki Minaj. No straight man. Excuse me. I'm sorry. No straight man. That's just straight up facts.
Anton, you will strike that from the record.
Nope. We letting that stay.
maybe other women like it. Are the numbers on bisexual and lesbians going up? I wonder. Like somewhere there is clearly a disconnect in who the women are out there targeting and who the men are out. Like there's clearly a disconnect somewhere. If we have all this male loneliness and there's women
I'm not
available,
sure there's as much male loneliness as people trying to make it out to be. I
Yeah,
think
this
that a lot
fake.
of guys are choosing to be by themselves. And just because you by yourself don't necessarily mean that you're lonely.
okay, so I'm just going with your word epidemic. So then it's not a big thing.
It's definitely a
That's
big
what the
thing over
internet
here.
says.
Isn't it?
Huge, huge thing over here. Ginormous.
In
Well,
OKC,
why
it's
do
a
you
big
think it
deal.
is,
It's a big deal in OKC.
Quentin?
I already said because women don't want to talk to us
That's a lie. When I went downtown,
because their standards are too high.
when I went
Oh, you
downtown in
did say that. I'm
OKC,
sorry, you did.
when I went downtown in OKC, you couldn't fucking miss.
Those
Couldn't
are
miss.
those are white slores.
Huh?
They were white slores.
I didn't know we were talking about. We didn't say what race.
This is a fact because that's who you talk to. That's what I saw. When there were slores and they were white.
Either
They were
way, you
and
couldn't miss.
they were like fucking swingers.
I didn't ask for that shit. I was just walking down the street. What was I supposed to do?
MGTOW, go your own way.
I'm just saying, like, you couldn't miss
Miss what?
catching a body.
Hmm.
Why you? Every other day you talk about a new bitch that you dealing
I
with.
haven't had a new bitch in quite some time, and I'll just be capping.
Would you?
I
Okay,
just
I'm telling you, Quinn is bipolar, bro.
what do you mean? I just
Yeah,
be
this nigga just
capping.
lie on the show and just make stuff up,
He
and
just he
you don't
just
know what this
he just
nigga.
wing it.
You don't
He
know
just
what's
be like,
truth.
shit. I'm gonna just say it and just let's see if it goes.
He might be worse than 2K.
Honestly, bro, Quentin will wing that shit, and he'll just be like, "Did anybody see me? No." Let's check that shit out. Honest to God,
That's a
bro.
fact. Hold
How
on,
he
y'all don't remember that?
Quinn be like, "I'm invisible." Like, what the fuck? You just said this. Shit. What you talking about?
I don't get bitches.
But you remember what he said. He likes to think he's right. Let him think he's right.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Prince, we know you don't like what other men like because you gay. We don't want to be that way. You fucking nah,
Don't do it, Quinn.
bastard. You bastard.
Don't do it,
Oh,
Slim.
woo, boy,
Don't do it, Slim.
boy.
I'm not sure that there's a. Again, I think that there is a segment of the population
Damn, that nigga so corny. My
that
bad.
may not necessarily feel as compelled to talk to men. Um, I mean, talk to women as often. That's always going to be it. I see women on the internet all the time saying, "No guy has ever talked to me. I've never had a boyfriend before in my life." I see that shit too. Don't nobody talk about no female epidemic of loneliness at all. They just turn gay. Now they will absolutely fuck it. These center men, I don't need it. I found my tribe. And they don't do that. Guys is less compelled to say, okay, well, it's fuck it. I'm gonna be a bottom. Like they don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll go home, they'll beat off, They'll do a lot of things, but they don't just become bottoms. Women will just be like, fuck it, I want women then, So it's a little bit different. Um, I don't know, man. It's, I don't know if you can call it an epidemic. I don't know if you want this many poor people having babies, but um, I don't know, man.
Where did poor people having babies come from?
Because it's a lot of poor people, and it seems like poor people have more sex than people that's not poor, and they tend
They
to
don't
get
got nothing else to do.
right. Which means that's why I'm saying you don't need that many people having babies. So I don't know. I'm not sure if it's an epidemic. I'm not even sure if it's something that we should solve for. Because if you just start pairing people up and you forcing people to get boxed without any additional context, then that shit could be reckless also. But I think a bigger question is, do people think that even marriage is a flex anymore? Because to have a bunch of people getting together without having strong families is even more messed up than people being lonely, in my opinion.
I
Yeah, I
think over
definitely
the
don't
time
think
it's
people. Oh, sorry.
on you, boo.
I just was gonna say I think that people need to be more clear about their roles, and they need to be grounded spiritually. Otherwise, no, I do not think it's a flex anymore. I think it will create way more confusion, way more. Go ahead, Quentin.
Well, let me
Okay.
play this video first. Let me play this video.
Bless you.
Because there's a woman that is saying that getting married is no longer a flex. And so I want to come to you, Carrie, and see what your thoughts are after sharing what she had to say. So let me go ahead and share the screen really quickly.
That's rude.
And what's rude?
She told me I can talk, and then you started talking and said she can talk
Okay, I'm
again.
sorry. We're going to go to Quentin first. I didn't
Nope,
hear that part.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Quentin always throwing a tantrum. Okay, let's go here. Go ahead, Quentin. Go
I
ahead. Give
forgot
us.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Play the damn video.
No, we're gonna stay here until you give us your perspective.
What,
Tell
I
us.
forgot what we were talking about.
No, you didn't.
Remember, he said.
What did you say, Carrie?
No, I was gonna tell you what Anton said. Maybe that would trigger your thought.
Okay, go.
He said, "Is marriage no longer a flex?"
I wasn't gonna say shit worth talking about. I was just like, it's. I think with technology and the more like access we have to data and to see that it fails the majority of the time, that's probably half of why that is.
All right, that's insightful. So let me play this video.
Fuck
What is
you,
wrong with you? What is
Everyone
wrong
give
with
Quinn a round of applause. Oh man, that's funny. Oh man, what's going on right now?
what is going on, Quentin? What is wrong with you?
Nothing. Continue. Let's listen to the video.
We're coming to Quentin after this video plays, and then we'll go to Carrie shortly after. This is a woman saying that marriage is no longer a flex.
Being married is not a flex. It is not a flex. And if you are someone who feels envious or jealous of a person getting married or a group of friends that are engaged getting married, I promise you, it is not a flex. It's coming from someone who got married at 24 and used to think it was a flex. It is not a flex. Please learn from me. Learn from past mistakes, past lessons, life lessons. I promise you, like, you think that the grass is greener on the other side. I'm not saying that there are not marriages that are beautiful, that are full of love, that are totally worth it. I'm not saying that at all. But being married, in my personal opinion, is not a flex. There's so many other things that make you who you are and you should be proud of. You can be proud of your husband, can be proud of being married, but it's not the flex that people think that it is. it's like an addition to your life, but it's not who you are. So don't let the videos, the photos, don't let it fool you into thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, because I promise you, it's not the flex that you think it is. Getting
So, she's saying that marriage itself is no longer a flex, and you heard the context. Quentin, I want to get your thoughts on that.
I agree.
All right.
Because the reasons that I just named. And I just think when you just go out in public and if you get married couples by themselves away from their significant other, they're probably going to have more bad to say than good. That's what I found out. Like somebody always bitching about their significant other all the fucking time. I have no one like ever gloats type of thing. So
Okay.
I rebuke.
Carrie?
I thought it was funny that she was like, learn from past mistakes. It was almost like she wanted to say, learn from me. Don't get married because mine didn't work out. Anyway, I think that not having a solid understanding of what marriage is, why you want to be married, and having something to ground your marriage, I think that's not a flex anymore. And I think people are starting to see that. Like, you can't get into a marriage and expect it to be okay based off of, I think marriage is a flex. Like the fact that she even made the video with marriage and flex, to me, shows why you're not married anymore, because you probably weren't looking for the right things in the first place. Like you probably were doing exactly what you said. You thought it was cool. You thought it would look good. You thought it was cute. You thought it was, like, here you have it. So back to what I was saying, I think that it's not a flex. And I definitely agree with you. I don't think everybody needs to get married. I don't think that people need to look to get married if they're not willing to play the part of their role in a marriage, because this is what we end up with. So I don't know.
Kim?
I think marriage done right is absolutely a flex. I think it's easy to say once you've had it, once you've done it, once you've experienced something, that it's not a flex. I mean, you can say the same thing about getting a degree. You can talk about how horrible it was to have to take tests and wake up early in the morning. You can find something bad to say about everything. Every job that people admire has its downsides, and the person who's working is probably like, yeah, I hate this place. But we still admire these things, and we still call them a flex. So I think that this girl in particular is just bitter. I don't know that. To me, I think most people are putting like a marriage and a wedding kind of together. Like a wedding is not a flex. You're getting married for the wedding, not to join two people for lives or whatever. If that makes sense.
Mika?
Mika disappeared.
She's going to get a C4.
Molly?
I think divorced women should give advice to women going through divorces. I don't think that they should be giving advice to women who have never been married, because those are the type of women who keep single women single. And even if they want to explore a relationship or a deep commitment with somebody, they'll listen to women like her and they'll completely like skip out on something that could have been good for them. So, and I think that's a big problem with a lot of women. You have so many women that are divorced, especially if they divorce and never get remarried, and they just start projecting onto other women, or they claim that it sucks so bad. And I'm just like, that's your experience, because not everybody is gonna have that experience. Some people might feel like their marriage is a flex. So because you got a divorce and it did not work, I don't think it's healthy to be talking to the masses like it might not be the best decision for a woman's life, because it could completely change her life, make her life better. She could have great children from that man, and you're making her miss out on it because you had a bad relationship. And I think too often, especially with Black women, that's the information we pass down. So it would be nice to hear something else. Women, it's I don't know what it is about especially Black women. Like we just hate relationships. I don't, not all of us, but
It's
it's a
just
lot.
it's because the negativity is louder. The people who are happy are quiet and happy. They're at home and happy. They're not in the streets miserable. They're not on the internet being miserable. It's the miserable people who are just loud. That's all.
Yeah, or it's even like the women who have children and they try to convince women without children, like it's the worst thing ever. Don't ever do it. Da, 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 da. And it's like, who are you to take somebody's experience away from them because you don't like motherhood? It could completely make this woman to, just a better version of herself. So I think people should find their tribe. If you want to be in a relationship, find people in relationships. If you want to be divorced, find people who are divorced. You got to be on that frequency. So that's it.
That's so true, Molly. I remember one of the women in my group, it's a group we have with our kids, and she said she was divorced. I assumed she was married somehow, and she said she was divorced. And I was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, girl, no, I'm good. I was like, okay, all right. High five. Okay. My bad.
But those are not
Be
the people you
happy.
want to hang around. That's why they say like married women shouldn't hang around single women because when they're being negative about the relationships, you're taking that on and now you starting to look at him blinking loudly and now you have a problem that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So like Molly said, you have to find your tribe and find the people. If I put it like this, don't if you wouldn't want the life of the people that you're hanging around, you shouldn't be hanging with them.
I agree.
That's why women are so dumb. Because you won't let your dumbass friends decide what you do in your own fucking life. That's so stupid.
But
Do
it's not
y'all
even
think that?
friends. It could
Oh,
be family members. You have like older women who tell you, no, don't do this because my ex-husband was a drunk and he was abusive and did it. That doesn't mean that that'll be the next person's experience. So it's just toxic.
It's not even the divorced women. It's the women who be talking shit and be standing they shit. So it's all y'all. It's y'all's fault.
quick question for y'all. Do you, because I'm sure you guys have seen people have like divorce parties and stuff like that. I've only
Hmm.
seen women. Do you think it would be a thing if a man had a divorce party?
No, it's not. We don't do
That's
stuff like that.
interesting.
That's fucking weird.
I know,
Never
I'm
seen
just
that.
saying, do you think a man would catch heat for having a divorce
Yes,
party?
we talk shit about them 100%. We'd say you're fucking bitter and it's
Really?
fucking weird. Yes, that's what we would say to men. We would say it's fucking bitter. When you
Or they
talk
would call
shit, when women talk shit about their ex, y'all like, oh yeah, y'all jump on board. But when men talk shit about their ex, they like, nigga, you bitter. You need to shut the fuck up.
somebody said he's too busy grieving. Yeah, I think that would be called feminine. I think men would definitely get talked about for
They'll
that.
be
Yeah,
Like,
right.
that's
Nigga,
gay.
would nobody
do
show
you
up?
do you
No, would no,
what do
no,
you
would
think?
nobody show up but him.
Do you
right.
think women like would be, because you might see do you think women would be in the comments coming at the man like, why are you celebrating the divorce?
Yep. I,
Hmm.
they would probably
There would be
assume
a
that
lot of who hurt. There would be a lot of who hurt yous thrown
Who
around,
hurt you?
Hmm.
even though it's
You know,
even though it's
women,
obvious.
women, what's good for the gander is not necessarily good for the goose. So you know they're not gonna like that.
I mean,
You
and it
know.
would
Plus, I
sound weird,
think,
to be honest. I'm
but
going,
but I'll be. I don't. I think it's weird for a man to do that anyway because you celebrating the loss. You made a bad decision
right.
because she took your last name. She didn't ask. You know, that's a L on your record. You know.
Yeah, I can't see a guy really doing it. I just was
Yeah,
curious
I
because
don't see a
women
dude
do it
relishing
and
in,
they
in
will be
it's relishing
celebrating
in
for
his
real.
failure. Yeah, but
Like,
that man is relishing in his failure if he accepts that and starts partying about a divorce. That's all bad.
I
and
can
she's
agree.
But
looking at it like freedom. I'm breaking away. A new me has
man,
grown out of this.
but some women like because they got in them situations, they didn't heed to the red flags and they got into control situations where the dude was over controlling. So yeah, they might seem free, but What they not realizing is, even though he was controlling, that shit might have been a grip on you when you in these uncontrolled situations and you end up with some STDs or some shit you can't get rid of. Then you're gonna wish you was back married.